Hello, everyone. I want to thank you for coming and participating in our webinar today to learn a little bit more about Railbookers and some of our great travel destinations that we offer here. My name is Kimberly Beck. I'm the Marketing Account Executive over here, and I'm going to be the one hosting this webinar and telling you a little bit more about what we offer and how we can help you out booking, European and Canadian rail vacations. So a little bit about who we are. We're part of the Yankee Leisure Group. Our brands are Yankee Holidays and Amtrak Vacations and Railbookers. You might have heard of our Amtrak Vacations brand before, which is our domestic brand here in the States that is all rail vacations on Amtrak. So we have also, including with our Amtrak Vacations, Yankee Holidays, and Railbookers, we also have Via Rail Vacations by Railbookers, and that is all vacations throughout Canada. So we'll also talk a little bit more about that here, and maybe go over a package here later on in the presentation. So once again, we are servicing also not only in the U.S., but also we have the United Kingdom and Australia markets as well. And we actually just introduced Railbookers to the States here about a year ago. So that might be why you are a little bit unfamiliar who we are. But our Yankee Leisure Group brand has been servicing people here in the States for over 46 years through our Yankee Holidays brand, and then also Amtrak Vacations over the past couple of years as well, so which you're probably most familiar with here. So a little bit why you should go on a rail vacation. So let's get into it. It's a bucket list experience. So maybe you're thinking about going to the Canadian Rockies, or maybe you're thinking about going on the Venice Simple and Orient Express after seeing the movie that recently came out. Definitely going on a rail vacation is on the bucket list. So premier scenic routes. You might think of going to the Swiss Alps or going on the Bernina Express or the Glossier Express. You're going to see a lot of things by train that you might not see, obviously driving, taking a plane. You're not going to see a whole lot of, maybe those scenic Swiss Alps or, the Canadian Rockies. So definitely you're going to get a different type of scenic route than you would get going any other way of transportation. Also, multi-country adventures. A lot of people, if they're going over to Europe, they're going to want to say they went to 3 different countries, and you're going to want to see as much as you possibly can since, maybe you only get over there once or twice a year over to Europe, or maybe this is your one big vacation that you're going to get for the next couple of years. So you definitely want to be able to get in as much as possible and see as much as you can, and a really great way to do that is by train. You can be in London, Paris, and Switzerland all in one day, and maybe be able to do breakfast, lunch, and dinner in each one. So definitely a way to be able to check out all of those and get as much done as possible. So multi-country. Convenience and relaxation. A lot of the times, when you're obviously on a coach or a bus, there's no restrooms on board. You have limited kind of space and availability to get up and move around when you're on a plane, or maybe you're taking a taxi. Traveling by train is great because if you will need to get up and use the restroom, if you want to go to the snack car, you can do that. Or if maybe you want to just mingle with other people on a train and other travel companions, taking a train definitely allows you to really the freedom to get up and move around and take in the sightseeing and really kind of connect with maybe your travel companions or other, travelers like you also going to the same destination. So traveling by train gives you that convenience and relaxation. Another great reason to take a rail vacation is city to city. If you are maybe going from Paris to Rome, you are going to get dropped off the station is going to be right in the heart of the city. You're going to be able to get out of the station, get off the train, get out of the station, and there you are. You're going to be right in the middle of where everything's great and all the vibe is happening. And, it's definitely great because you're not going to have to worry about taking that transfer there, from the airport. So it's definitely, just immediately get to start your vacation. So that's great as well. And why choose Railbookers? So we are rail experts. So the great thing about it is that we're going to be able to tell you the best, recommend, tell you the best way to be able to get to from one location to the next. Our rail experts also are going to be able to give you enough time to be able to, get on if you have to change a train and maybe get over to another platform. They're definitely going to be able to give you enough time and book you enough time to be able to get from one platform to the next. Or, since it is such a limited amount of time, we want to make sure that, you're getting to your next destination, with enough time to be able to explore that destination as well, rather than, maybe spending too much time on the train. So our rail experts make sure that we put you on the right train, and the right route so you can, whatever best accommodates your vacation there. We also have insider access. So that means, we have direct contracts with the rail operators over in Europe. A lot of you might be familiar with taking trains here over in the States on Amtrak, which is great because it's only one rail operator. Over in Europe, there's lots of different countries, which means there's lots of different tour operators. So we actually have insider access and contracts with all of them, which allows us to be able to book you 12 to 18 months in advance. A lot of the times you usually might not be able to book that train up, maybe only 90 days in advance. So with our insider access, we can actually get your vacation booked 12 to 18 months in advance. So that means we can already start, planning your vacation for next summer. If you're, getting ahead and starting to plan that now, we can definitely help you out. Another great thing is we're flexible. We're going to go over some packages today, over some products. You might see something and you're going to think, man, I've already been to Venice. I don't want to do that again. We can customize that for you. We can build a package from scratch, a vacation from scratch for you. So we're definitely flexible. If you see something that, that you want to change, or maybe there's something that we personally don't have a vacation already built, we can definitely look into how we can accommodate and how we can create that custom package for you. Also, hassle-free bookings. We take care of all of it. We take care of your rail transportation from country to country, city to city, your hotel accommodation, your sightseeing tours, and then also maybe you are flying in to a big city, and that's when you're going to immediately start your vacation with us. We are actually going to be able to get a transfer from the airport into the city where your hotel is as well. So we can definitely help you out with that too, get you a private transfer there. So you're not going to have to worry about a whole lot. So we'll be able to go ahead and get those booking, everything done for you, and you just get to enjoy your vacation. So as I mentioned, we actually have that insider access with, a lot of the rail operators, and this is just a kind of a brief view of some of the rail operators that we do work with. So as you can see here, there's quite a few, and these are all of, some of the rail operators that we work with. There is more over in Europe, so there's a lot of different ones. So these are some of our partners over there. So this is also our European rail network. So as you can see, there's lots of different colorful lines. Those are all the different rail operators that we work with. I know the slide that I just showed you showed a few. This is even more that we have, are all those different lines. And this is, kind of a brief overview of a lot of the popular destinations and routes that we do accommodate as well. But if you don't see something maybe on here, we absolutely can accommodate maybe some of the other destinations or cities or towns that you're also looking to visit. So the great thing about Europe is that there's a railway almost everywhere there. So this is just kind of a brief view and, look at all those different rail operators that are over there. And I did mention earlier, we do also have Via Rail Vacations by Railbookers, and that is going to be, Via Rail is the Canadian rail operator over in Canada. Most of you might be familiar with the red line there, which is Vancouver to Toronto. That is the Canadian route, and that's probably their most popular. It's where you're really going to be able to experience the Canadian Rockies. So that is just all of the destinations and all the different ways you can actually take Via Rail also over in Canada. So if maybe you want to go to Prince Rupert and have a couple nights there and take the Via Rail over there as well, we can definitely accommodate that too. So lots of different options if you're looking to stay a little bit closer to home and see the Canadian Rockies. We can definitely help you out there too. So a couple different types of our vacation types. So we have scenic rail journeys. So that's going to be, if you're looking to go and see the Canadian Rockies, or maybe you're looking to go on to the Bernina or Glacier Express. This is really going to when you're going to spend some time on the train and really take in all the scenic routes and, kind of really enjoy everything that's passing you by when you're on the train. We also have classic journeys, so that's going to be your Rome, Florence, Venice. That's when you're going to have more time in the cities, but you're going to use the train as your transportation between them rather than maybe flying. So this is just kind of your classic journeys. You're going to have more time just, taking the train as transportation and really enjoying the city that you're going to be staying in for maybe a couple days. We also have city breaks, so maybe you get to go over to Europe for work and you're going to spend a couple days in London for work, but you want to go over to Paris for the weekend while you're there and take the train over there and spend a couple of days in Paris and, kind of experience and get to see all of that. We can definitely help you out with that as well. We can go ahead and get you the rail on the Eurostar over to Paris from London, and then also a couple nights and hotel nights and sightseeing tours in Paris as well, and then get you back over to London to continue your work maybe. So we can definitely help you out there as well. Then pre and post cruise journeys. So river cruises are very popular right now. A lot of people are really enjoying those and taking advantage of those. But maybe you're looking to extend your cruise vacation, your river cruise vacation, and you're looking to maybe get off the boat for a couple of days and experience what all there is inland. We can definitely help you out. We have a lot of hotels and a lot of rail operators that work in and out of those popular port towns and cities. So we can actually get you a couple hotel nights. We can get you on the train and maybe get you in to go see it, explore maybe more inland and off the river as well. So we have a couple packages there, and then couple customizable rail vacations. So as I mentioned earlier, we're flexible. We can help you out. We can customize something for you. If you see a package and you want to add on to it, you want to take some stuff away, or maybe you have your own dream vacation in mind and you want us to customize that, we can definitely help you out. All right, so some of our top destinations that we've seen recently, Italy, Switzerland, Spain and Portugal, North America, and Scandinavia. So these are just some of our top sellers that we've seen a lot of people really interested in and want to travel to. All right, and so we're going to go ahead and get into the products here shortly, and I know it might be a lot of information, so I wanted you to feel free to go ahead and ask any questions during that time, and when we get to the end, I'll be able to answer as much as I can with the time that we do have. But if you have any additional questions, I will make sure that one of our rail experts reach out to you and make sure that they answer that for you as well. So we will go ahead and get into some of our top packages and great destinations that we have here. So the first one we're going to go over is the Scenic Switzerland from Zurich. So this is a 9-day. This one's going to have a lot of, really great scenic trains in it. So we're going to have the Bernina Express, the Glacier Express, and the Golden Pass. And then we're also going to have a couple day trips to really well-known, popular Swiss mountains as well. So this is a lot of scenic traveling and adventures that you're going to be able to go on 9 days. That includes the hotel, the rail, all the day trips, all the sightseeing. So this starts at $1,999. It's definitely a great price for all of that. So we will go ahead and get into the product itself, the vacation. So this package does start in Zurich. The great thing about Zurich is you fly into Zurich, the railway in the train system is actually in the airport, the Zurich airport. So it's really great because you'll get off the train and you go off the plane and the train's station is actually just going to be right there. So it makes it really easy for you to be able to just go ahead and hop on that train, and we'll go ahead and take you down to St. Moritz. For a 2-night stay in St. Moritz is a really great, it's definitely a mountain town in the Swiss Alps. It's about 6,000 feet above elevation, has 320 days of sunshine a year. So it's definitely it's a really great small Swiss mountain town. So you'll actually have 2 nights here. So the first night, once you get in, you're going to come from Zurich, you're going to get in, you're going to be able to kind of just relax, get ready for your adventure to start on this vacation. The next day, you'll have breakfast, and then you're actually going to go ahead and get on a round trip on this scenic Bernina Express train. So the Bernina Express train is going to take you down into Italy, the border of Italy. But on your way down there, you're actually going to have a ton of stunning scenery, and you're going to be able to really take away all the breathtaking views of the Swiss Alps along the way. There's going to be 65 tunnels and 196 bridges and viaducts that you're going to go over. So definitely a ton to take in during that time. Once you are, so you'll take this, you're going to take it down into the border of Toronto, Italy. Once you are in Toronto, Italy, you're going to be right on the border of Italy, and you're actually going to have about 2.5 hours to really go and explore this little town, and maybe take in some lunch, have some time for some lunch as well. So enjoy some pasta and pizza while you're in Italy for those 2 hours. And then once you're done with that, you're actually going to board back onto the Bernina Express, and it's going to take you back to St. Moritz. So you're going to be able to see everything that you might have missed if you're looking to the right side of the train and you might have missed something on the left. Don't worry, we're going to go ahead and take it round trip back to St. Moritz, so you can go ahead and see everything that you might have missed your first time down. So then we're going to have another night in St. Moritz before you grab breakfast the next morning and hop on the Glossier Express. And we're going to be heading to Zermatt now. After leaving St. Moritz on the Glossier Express, you're going to be heading to Zermatt. So the Glossier Express is known for being the slowest express train in Europe. It has an average speed of 24 miles per hour. The full route takes about 8 hours. It includes also, some viaducts, some bridges, same as the Bernina Express. You're just traveling through a different part of Switzerland, and also a different train and a little bit slower as well. So during your time on the Glossier Express, you can actually put in your headphones that they have at your seat, and you're going to be able to listen along the way. Sometimes they have fun little tidbits and history of, maybe what you're passing by through the train. As you can see here, there's, basically ceiling down is going to be a window, so you're going to be able to take in all of the scenery. You're going to sit at a table, so you can actually order lunch during this time. I actually went on this trip, and we got a sausage and cheese, very Swiss-like, tons of cheese, of course, and some wine. It was fabulous. Great food on the train. Sometimes you might not think that, but it was very, very good. Drink some wine, and enjoyed all the views passing by. So it's definitely great to really kind of explore that, and just kind of relax and check out all of the great Swiss Alps and everything that you're going to pass along the way. So once you are off that Glossier Express, you're going to be in Zermatt. So in Zermatt, you are going to have 2 nights there. So you'll be able to check in once you're off the Glossier Express, settle into this, really famous. Zermatt is actually famous for being a car-free town. So Zermatt is very, has that small mountain town ski-like resort feel to it. The only way to get to Zermatt is by train, taxi, or helicopter. So it's really a great town to really walk around. So you'll get off the Glossier Express, you'll check into your hotel, and go find a local restaurant to go and enjoy your dinner at. Before the next day is the first day where we'll adventure, over to a mountain, which will be really great, a scenic mountain. So here we go. The next day, you will go ahead and you'll have breakfast out your hotel in Zermatt, and then you are going to go on the Gonergrat Cog Railway. It climbs over 5,200 feet above sea level. For those of you who are unsure maybe what a cog railway train is, it has a large tooth-like gear that continues to grab the train tracks in order to ascend the steep heights. So you might think of like a mountain climber as they're trying to, get up, climbing the mountain there as well. So that's kind of what you can envision when you're going through the Gonergrat Cog Railway there. So it is actually the first fully electrical cog railways in Switzerland, and you're going to be able to take in iconic sites like the Matterhorn, as you can see in this picture here. A lot of people know that from Disney. The Disneyland is, there has a Matterhorn there as well. So you'll be able to see it firsthand and up close and personal. Once you get up to the top, you'll be in the clouds pretty much, and you'll be able to enjoy lunch and take in all the views for the Matterhorn before you take that cog railway back down to Zermatt. Okay, and then the next morning, you're going to have one night in Zermatt, and the next morning you're going to be able to enjoy breakfast before you go ahead and jump on the Swiss. You're going to have a Swiss rail pass to be able to jump on the intercity rail transfers there, and you're going to go ahead and take it to Lausanne. So the great thing about having a Swiss rail pass is when you're traveling intercities, you're going to be able to take whatever train you feel is best. So if you want to sleep in Zermatt and explore maybe a little bit more of that town before you head to Lausanne, totally fine. You just have to, look at the train times, find the next one, go ahead and jump on. So it's about a 3-hour train ride from Zermatt to Lausanne, so you'll have some time there as well. Once you get to Lausanne, you're only going to have one night there, and it is also the International Olympic Committee headquarters. So if you do want to spend some time there, I recommend catching that train from Zermatt first thing in the morning and go ahead and explore the International Olympic Committee's headquarters, or maybe taking the view of the Lake Geneva, which is right next to it. There's definitely a lot of options here as well. But you will only have one night to explore, so keep that in mind. So after that one night, you're gonna go ahead and take a hop over to on the Golden Pass. So you're gonna that's another really great train. It's a very scenic sightseeing train is there as well. So you're gonna take that Golden Pass train and you're gonna take it to Lucerne. So once you're in Lucerne, you're also gonna have a 3-night stay here in Lucerne. You're going to have a lot of sightseeing along the times while you're here, but once you get in off that train, go ahead, settle into your hotel, maybe explore a little bit of the town there as well after you get off the Golden Pass train. Okay, so we're going to the next day, what you're going to do is you're going to take the train, you're going to take a day trip to Mount Pilatus. So it's actually known to be, this trip has been said not to be missed by anyone. It's a very authentic Swiss experience. So you will enjoy a boat trip on Lake Lucerne to view the surrounding mountains, and then you're actually going to take the Cog Railway up to the top, which is normally the train can only extend at a maximum gradient of 7 to 10 degrees. This Cog Railway ascends at about 48 degrees in 30 minutes. So you'll definitely be able to really experience traveling up that mountain there. So once you're at the top, you'll be able to, really take in all of the views. You'll also be able to, have lunch, walk around the walking trails. There's also a legendary dragon who has a magical healing power that is told to be living on the mountain. So you'll also be able to learn a little bit more about that and learn the history and maybe talk to some of the locals there. After going ahead and, taking in all those views at the top, you're going to make your way down the mountain, and you're going to go on a different way down on the jaw-dropping gondola and cable rides, and then it's a short bus ride back down to Lucerne. So it's a little bit different. This one's really fun because you're taking a different way up than you are down. So you're going to see some different views along the way there. So it is going to take you back down to Lucerne. And then the next day, so you're going to have another night in Lucerne, enjoy some, Swiss dinner and go have some fondue, really take in all of the authentic ways of being able to experience your Swiss vacation. And then the next day, you're actually going to go to the Jungfrau Joch. So you're just going to take a short, inner city train ride to Interlaken, and then we're going to take the excursion up on the Jungfrau Joch to the top of what's known to be the top of the world, of the highest possible mountain you can visit actually in Switzerland. So it's great. You're literally going to be in the clouds. Uh, so this is also cog-wheel train. It climbs the mountain all the way to an elevation of 11,333 feet. So it definitely gets up there at about a 25-degree angle. Once you are up at the top, there is a ton to explore. There's ice tunnels, there's, ice figurines and statues there as well, all made of ice in there. And then there's also a lot of different restaurants that you can go and explore. There's also what's known to be the highest chocolate shop in the world, which is Lind Chocolate. So definitely make sure to go up there and get some chocolate and take it home and say that you bought from the highest chocolate shop in the world there. And then what you'll go ahead and do after you have, your time to be able to experience the top, you're going to go ahead and make your way down. What we here over at Railbookers recommend is we actually take you up one way and then down another. So you actually get to experience a couple different scenery and views along the way. So that's kind of where it comes in with our rail expertise, is we make sure that you really get to take in everything that you possibly can while you're on your vacation there. Going up and down on the Jungfrau Joch takes about 2.5 hours, so you definitely have a good amount of time to be able to explore all there is up at the top of the world. So that is, and then you'll go ahead and you'll have one more night in Lucerne, and that is where this vacation ends. If you're looking to extend this trip, maybe add on, maybe go to another country after this, definitely feel free to let us know. We can definitely help accommodate that for you. All right, so another great package that we have is the Best of Emerald Isles. This is 10 days, so you'll be able to spend quite a bit of time in Ireland, and then you also have some have 2 nights in the United Kingdom, but this is more Ireland heavy. So this is, lots of Americans want to travel to Ireland. They all speak the same language as us, so let's go ahead and get into this package as well. Okay, so it's going to start in Killarney. So while you are in Killarney, you will have a transfer from the Shannon Airport. So if you're, flying in, and this is where your vacation is going to start, you will have that transport from the Shannon Airport also included to be able to take you to your hotel for 2 nights in Killarney. Killarney is a famous stop for the Ring of Kerry. So you'll actually have a full day tour to be able to, take in all of that natural beauty and the crown's gem. You'll be able to really experience all of that, history that Killarney has to offer, and then also included in Killarney during your day trip is going to be the Killarney National Park. So you'll be able to, see all these great views as well. So definitely lots of history, lots of scenic views you'll be able to see during your time in Killarney as well. And then also, make sure to check out the town itself. Lots of, pubs and food to make sure to check out there also. So once you're done at Killarney for those 2 nights, you'll go ahead and, grab breakfast in the morning, and then you'll take the Ireland Railway tracks to Galloway. In Galloway, you'll have time to, explore the boutiques and galleries and the cobbled lanes of the Latin Quarter. Also in Gallery, you'll have a way to, stone's throw from the Cliffs of Moher. So we'll be very close there. You'll be able to take a day trip to the Cliffs of Moher and be able to, journey past the fishing villages and the ancient castles. There's limestone scenery along the way. So you'll definitely be able to have time to stroll along the hiking trails of the cliffs. And, also you'll have time to be able to go to Gus O'Connor's pub too. So definitely make sure to add that to your list. And then after clips of more day trip. You'll head back to Galloway for your 2 night stay there as well before you head over to Dublin. Dublin is probably the most well-known Irish city here for us here in the United States here. So included in your times in Dublin is you'll have a hop-on, hop-off pass, which will include, the Dublin Zoo, the old Jameson Distillery. So you'll definitely be able to, hop on and check out, hop off the bus at any time to be able to check out, whatever sightseeing you're interested in, spend as much time there as you want, and then go ahead and hop back on after you're done exploring, maybe what it is that you're looking to really see, what monuments and sightseeing along your time there. Also in Dublin, you'll also be able to check out the Blarney Castle. So you'll have time to really be able to see everything that is popular there. Supposedly they're saying that, obviously Kiss the Stone, the gift of gab is going to be it. So definitely you'll have a ton of time in Dublin to really take in that, authentic Irish city there that everyone knows. And then once you have your 2 nights in Dublin, we'll go ahead and get into Belfast. So it's just a quick, train ride away from Dublin to Belfast. So, you'll be leaving the Northern Ireland and getting into Belfast there as well. So, and what Belfast is actually known for is having, the Titanic quarter. So they'll actually have a admission ticket to be able to go and check out that museum there, learn all there is to know about, the vacation and all of that history that comes there as well. So definitely lots of time to be able to do your sightseeing and learn a little bit more there. And then also you'll have a giant causeway day trip too. So lots of opportunities, lots of sightseeing on this, Ireland trip here. As you can see here, this is such an amazing view in this picture as well. So lots and lots of history and sightseeing along the way on this trip. So that's just kind of a little bit of a view of the type of vacation we can also have for Ireland for you guys. If you want to maybe add on a different town or city, we can definitely accommodate that too. Okay, so another vacation we're just going to touch on is the Ultimate European Grand Tour. So this is 12 days, and you're going to, go to quite a bit of different countries, and then also see a lot of, those really popular destinations as well, including Berlin, Amsterdam, Paris, Geneva, Switzerland, Venice, and Rome. You're going to have, the rail included between all of these different cities and countries, sightseeing and hotels along the way. And it's only starting at $1,709. So definitely a good price for all of these different cities and countries you're going to be able to see along the way. So just getting right into it. So this would start in Berlin, this vacation here. So you have a 2-night stay in Berlin. So during your time in Berlin, you'd actually have a walking tour as well, which would include a couple museum entrance tickets there. So definitely be able to make sure you take advantage of those. There's lots of museums in Berlin, lots of sightseeing along the way. So definitely take advantage of your walking tour and your passes. So you can see everything that you'd want to see there. So 2 nights there. Once you're 2 nights there and you're done exploring Berlin, you'll go ahead and hop on the rail. Well, you'll grab breakfast. Don't make sure to grab your breakfast at the hotel. And then you're going to go ahead and take a train to the high-speed travel train to Amsterdam, which is actually the capital of the Netherlands. Once you're in Amsterdam, you're going to have a 2-night stay there as well. During your time in Amsterdam, you're going to have a hop-on, hop-off canal bus ticket. So this includes 12 iconic spots in Amsterdam, such as, the Anne Frank House, the Heineken Experience. You're going to have a lot of time to really be able to take in all that Amsterdam has to offer as well. It's a quick ride from Berlin to Amsterdam, and you're only going to have 2 nights in Amsterdam, so definitely make sure you hop on that train early, get over to Amsterdam, and start exploring there. So 2 nights in Amsterdam before we go ahead and take the train to Paris. As we all know, Paris is known for being the city of light, the romantic and elegant, sophisticated feel of Paris. What's included with your Paris during your time you're going to be able to check out some museums, check out some iconic sightseeing. So make sure to definitely check all of that out. Also, included with your time in Paris is going to be a skip the line Eiffel Tower pass. So you'll be able to, skip all the long line of the people buying the tickets that day, and you're gonna go ahead and, really experience all the Eiffel Tower is known for. I think that's what, the most iconic part and what people know the most about is in Paris is the Eiffel Tower. So definitely make sure to have some time to experience the Paris Pass and the Eiffel Tower for those 2 nights that you are there. After Paris, then you're going to check out, and then we're going to take a train to Geneva, Switzerland. We are only going to have one night in Geneva, Switzerland. It's kind of just a stopover because we can't get from Paris to Italy in one day, unfortunately. So Geneva is a stopover, but make sure if this is what you're looking to do that you really experience. You're going to be in Switzerland for one night, so really get out there, experience this mountain town, experience the Alps in the back, the Swiss Alps in the back, and of course have a authentic maybe Switzerland fondue dinner. So we'll have one night in Geneva before we check out, have breakfast, and then we're going to hop on the train and continue on into Italy. And we'll get into Venice is the first stop here in Italy. So you'll have 2 nights in Venice as well. Venice is very popular for all of its canals. So included in your time in Venice is going to be a gondola ride. So you're going to be able to, if that's on your bucket list, is taking a gondola ride through the canals of Venice. We're definitely helping you out here. You'll also have a couple museum passes as well. So definitely tons of, there's a lot to do in Venice and lots of gondola and canals to be able to, tons of pictures to be able to take and see along the way. So we'll have 2 nights in Venice before we hit our last destination on this vacation here, which would be Rome. So this would be the last stop on this vacation. But you'll have 2 nights here, and you'll have a ton to do in Rome as well. We have included in this vacation is going to be the Skip the Line Colosseum tour. So you'll really be able to see, where all the Roman forums are and the ancient ruins of Julius Caesar, where all of the stuff that went on at the Colosseum, you'll be able to take all of that in. And then you'll also be able to have a skip the line pass to the Vatican Museum where, Michelangelo did the Sistine Chapels. You'll be able to walk around there as well. There's tons of art, tons of history at both the Colosseum and the Sistine Chapel. So this whole vacation on 12 days, you're going to get a ton of history and a ton of sightseeing. So it's definitely another really great vacation if you're looking to get in as much as you possibly can, with that week and a half, 2 weeks that you have vacation, and you're looking to see as much as possible. This is a really great option for you. Or maybe you're looking to extend and you want to spend some more time in Rome or spend some more time in one of those other destinations or continue on to a different, maybe a different city or country. We can definitely help you out there as well and get you some train transportation over there. So, as I mentioned earlier, we also do Via Rail Vacations by Railbookers. So everyone who doesn't want to go to the Canadian Rockies. So we'll go ahead and just go over a package here of maybe a little bit of options too if you're looking to stay close to home and maybe just go over the border to Canada. So this is our most popular Canadian rail vacation here. It's the Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound. It's 10 days. You'll have time in Vancouver, 3 nights in Vancouver. You'll have time 1 night on board the train, and then you'll get into the Canadian Rockies mountain towns of Jasper and Banff and Calgary. So definitely a lot to see of Canada and the Canadian Rockies in this vacation here. So you will have 3 nights in Vancouver. During your time in Vancouver, you're going to be able to have a hop-on, hop-off Vancouver lookout or hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour and a Vancouver admission to the Vancouver lookout. So if you want to, the Vancouver lookout's really great. You really get to look over the city, all of the, ocean and everything there is, all the mountains as well nearby. So that's a really great thing there as well. And then the hop-on, hop-off pass is going to be able to, you get off the bus whenever you'd like, check out the scenes, the monuments. whatever it is that you're looking to view and then get back on during your leisure there. Vancouver is also known for being the fourth largest cruise port in the world. So if you are looking to extend maybe an Alaskan cruise, and you're looking to maybe go into the Canadian Rockies after your cruise, we can definitely help you out there as well. So I'll be able to accommodate that for you. So something to think about also if you're taking a cruise sometime this next year and in the future. So also included in this vacation is a round trip ferry ride over to Victoria. It's known for being the most romantic city in Canada, and also the 15th friendliest city in the world. It has a very European feel with it, with the cobblestone streets. It's very charming town. Feels very, European and small with, coffee shops and great restaurants. There's also the gardens there. That's also known. The Butchart Gardens has over 1 million visitors a year, which is also great. I would recommend checking that out. You're going to have a day round trip ferry ride over there for the day before you head back over to Vancouver. So you'll have those 3 nights in Vancouver before we are on 1 night on board the Via Rail. So you'll have 1 night on board Via Rail before we get into Jasper. We will talk about sleeping accommodations here in a second, just on board the train on Via Rail. This package is based off of economy class, just so you know that as well, but we'll get into that here shortly. So you will have that 1 night on board Via Rail, and then you'll get into Jasper. So Jasper is really well known for being a great alpine town. It also has Jasper National Park, which is included with your time in Jasper. You'll have 2 nights in Jasper. One of the days you'll be able to have a Canadian Rockies and Jasper National Park tour. So you'll really be able to see all of the Canadian Rockies. You'll be able to see, great views like this at Jasper National Park. So you'll have 2 nights there to be able to explore as well. And then after that, your 2 nights in Jasper, you are going to take a scenic sightseeing transfer down into Banff. So during your time on that scenic trip there, you're going to be able to really enjoy the wildlife, all the views, all the mountain peaks. So you're going to have that as well there coming from Banff. And then once you get into Banff, it's really known for, it's, a very small, town. I would definitely recommend, if you are looking to do the Canadian Rockies vacation, I'd recommend, booking this as soon as possible, just because Banff, is a smaller town. It means it doesn't have as many hotel accommodations, so it gets sold out quickly. So definitely feel free to give us a call if you are looking to, do the Canadian Rockies anytime in the future. The sooner the better. But yes, Banff is great. Also during your time in Banff, you'll also have a Lake Louise day tour, which is as you'll see, you'll be able to go to Lake Louise, which is in this picture here, surrounded by the Rocky Mountains along the way. During your time, you'll also be able to see a lot of really great scenery and wildlife, and really be able to take in, that mountain-like town and experience and all the Canadian Rockies along your time there as well. So then you'll have those 2 nights in Banff, and then you will head over to Calgary. You'll have a shuttle service over to Calgary from Banff, which is the largest city in Alberta, but it has a small town feel to it. During your time in Calgary, you'll be able to really, take in what's left of your time in Canada, explore the city, get outside. There's some nightlife, a lot of street festivals. So you'll have some time to be able to explore on your own in Calgary before, you maybe head on home. If you want to extend your trip, we can definitely help you out there as well. So that is actually just an example of one of our Canadian packages that we can also offer you. Maybe you're looking to extend your trip and you want to go all the way across Canada over to Toronto. Yeah, feel free to reach out to us. We have a ton of great vacations that take you all over Canada as well. This one here is just one of our shorter trips that really just highlights the Canadian Rockies and lets you experience that there. So as I mentioned, we are going to just go over some accommodations on board Via Rail as well, so you're kind of aware of that if you are looking to travel with us on board Via Rail. We'll just go over a couple different options of what your onboard accommodations might look like. So all of our vacation packages are based in economy class. So they are a little bit larger. They're not like an airplane seat. You're going to definitely have a lot more room to spread out and relax. As you can see here in these pictures, they definitely don't look uncomfortable. So if you are interested, so that is, it's like economy coach class. So if you're interested in that, then that's where all of our packages are based off of economy class. For that night on board the train, I do recommend upgrading to a sleeping accommodation. It is going to be a little bit cozier during the daytime or during the nighttime when you're sleeping. So the first accommodation that we do have on board Via Rail is going to be a berth accommodation. So as you can see here, there's not a whole lot of privacy during the nighttime. It's only, just a curtain that shuts you out from, anybody else or the public or, your fellow travelers. So during the daytime, it is going to be a booth-like seating there, and then during the night it is going to be upper and lower berths as well. So there is no private toilet or showers; those are going to be down the car. But this is one option if you are looking for a sleeping accommodation on board the train. Another option, if you are a solo traveler, is a cabin for one. There is a toilet in the suite. The showers are going to be down the hall. As you can see here, it's a booth-like cabin. It's kind of like the booth-like during the day, and then during the nighttime, they will be able to come and put down that into the bed for you there as well. But shower in the suite, or shower down the hall, and then toilet in the suite. If you're traveling as a couple, we do have also cabins for two on board Via Rail. So during the day, it's going to be the chairs, and then during the night, it's going to be the bunks. So it's going to have the upper and lower beds there, but it is also going to be private. So you will have a door, you'll have a toilet in the suite. Same with this, though, showers are down the hall. So this is just another way of, being able to have that privacy with that door here. Also, with all onboard sleeping accommodations with your berths, your cabins, we'll go over prestige class here in a second, but your food, your meals on board the train are included. So that's definitely a really great thing to keep in mind. Maybe if you're taking a long haul across Canada, I highly, highly recommend a sleeping accommodation. Also, your food on board is included, which is, I think, very, that's really great as well. So you get to definitely, save some money there, and you're not going to have to worry about, packing maybe your own food or whatever that may be there as well. So the last type of sleeping accommodation on board Via is going to be prestige class. So as you can see here, it's about, 50% larger space, more space inside the cabin. There's no upper or lower bunks. It is going to be one big size full bed. During the day there, it's going to be like an L-shaped couch. Also, with the prestige class, traveling in prestige class, you are going to have your private washroom with a shower in it. So you are going to have a private toilet and shower inside this cabin here. So also with traveling in prestige class, you actually get access to this private lounge here, as you can see on the right-hand side. That includes complimentary bar service, snacks, coffee, wine tasting. Sometimes they have events within the prestige class lounge, so you definitely get a lot of really great options with prestige. Traveling in prestige class as a sleeping accommodation there as well. So dining on board the train, it's just really great. All of the food is freshly prepared. It's definitely not like the airplane food that you might get. It's all freshly prepared, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then it's also really cool too because that when you're going through a lot of the different province, the food changes along the way based on the province. So lots of great options with onboard dining on board Via Rail. So just again, why choose Railbookers? We are rail experts. We can definitely make sure that we, get you the best route to best accommodate your vacation and whatever works for you. We have insider access. We have that flexibility to be able to customize a vacation for you depending on exactly what you're looking to do and what destination you're looking to see. And then the hassle-free bookings. We take care of the rail, the hotel accommodations, the sightseeing, and the transfers there as well. So we definitely can do it all for you. So how to, maybe get to know a little bit more about who we are and what we can offer you, I would recommend visiting our website at railbookers.com. You'll be able to see all of the different destinations that we offer throughout Europe, North America. We also have a couple packages in Asia, India, Russia. So depending on, maybe where you're looking to go, we do consider ourselves a worldwide rail operator. So definitely feel free to check out our website to learn a little bit more. And how to book. I would recommend calling your travel agent. They're definitely going to be able to help you figure out what's best for your travel needs and getting you accommodated there. So definitely give your travel agent a call. All right, and as I mentioned, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in now. We'll just go over a couple questions here. And like I said, if I don't get to your questions right now, we will have one of our rail experts give you a call and make sure that all of your questions are answered. All right, so just a few questions here. One question that we have is what type of hotel accommodations that you offer, star ratings? So most of our vacations are going to be, hotels are going to be a 3 to 4 star hotels. If you are looking for maybe a 5-star hotel accommodation and you're looking to maybe be close to a certain destination or a certain sightseeing or monument, definitely feel free to let our rail experts know. We can see how we can accommodate that for you and get you, hopefully the hotel you're looking for as close to it as possible. Okay, so let's see. Another question here is traveling in Europe also going to be economy class? Yeah, so when you're traveling over in Europe, there's not too many overnight trains over in Europe just because you know it's you'll get from one destination to the next pretty fast. So there's not a whole lot of overnight trains there. There is a couple in Spain, but for the most part, they're all going to be day trips. And with our packages, it's all based off of standard class seating. So that's going to be the same as a maybe coach class here in comparison to Amtrak. But we also can do an upgrade if you're interested to a first class seating. So that is going to be more of like a business class if you're familiar with Amtrak. So it is going to be a little bit more space, a little bit larger seating. Sometimes it does include maybe a meal or your drinks included during your time on the train. So if you are interested in first class seating, we can definitely upgrade you there as well. Okay, and then another question we just received is how do I order brochures to see more packages and vacations? Yeah, absolutely. On our website, you can go ahead and go online and you can actually order a brochure that way. Or feel free to give one of our rail experts a call, and they'll be able to go ahead and order a brochure for you. Make sure that you get that shipped out over to you. So our phone number here is 888-829. 3040, or if you have any additional questions about maybe where we go, what we can accommodate, feel free to definitely give us a call at that number there. That I think is all that we have time for. I think we ran out of time, but I do want to thank everybody for joining us today, and it's been great, and I hope I answered all of your guys' questions, but if not, somebody will definitely be calling you soon. So thank you again for joining us, and we look forward to speaking with you shortly. Okay, have a great Wednesday, everyone. Bye-bye.